screw putting yourself on a dating hold just because you got out of a relationship. If you want to get over an ex, you have to act like a guy. I mean, it sounds kind of odd, but guys are amazing at getting over relationships, aren't they? Like, you break up with the dude, he's heartbroken for an afternoon, and the next week he has a new girlfriend, and he's happy as a clam. Girls, on the other hand, what do? Well, we break up, and we might do something stupid that night, or just stay home and cry, and then we saturate in the pain of the breakup. We talk about it non-stop. We text him over and over. We look through all old photos. We read all the letters and the emails. We obsess. We don't date. We don't go out. We go on this life hiatus until finally, somehow, the cloud has lifted. But the cloud didn't lift from us doing anything to make it lift. We just sat there and waited and cried and were depressed and just, please lift from my head. Ugh. If you want to get over a guy, act like a guy. Start dating. But don't just start dating. Okay, this is what you do. So you break up today, all right? So you break up today. Then take some time, take a couple of days to mourn the loss of that. And that's fine. And part of what you're mourning isn't only the loss of that relationship, because chances are he was an asshole. And why are we sitting here being depressed about an asshole who no longer is in our life? Like, we should be so happy. We're free. But, okay, fine. So we miss it. But what we miss more than that asshole and the things that he did and said and all of the and waking up sad and going to bed crying and all of that, we don't miss that. We miss someone. We miss someone there. We miss that first call. We miss that last call. We miss having someone to text when you feel sad or happy, even if their response wasn't something that made you happy. Like, you had a great day at work, you called him and said, oh my gosh, I just had this great day at work, and his response was, really, well, I had a better day at work. Well, obviously you don't miss that, but what you miss is having the person to call. Having that go-to. So, it'll take some time to get over that, which is why you need to start dating. And it's not starting to date to fall in love again, because really your heart's not open to that. It's not. You're not in a place to actually fall in love again. You're not in a place where you can be in a healthy relationship. You're not. I mean, I've tried. I've gotten out of relationships and like immediately thought I was ready and jumped into another one and was not ready. And a couple of months later, when the ice finally melted around my heart from the last relationship, I realized that I actually wasn't into the guy that I had been with. So you're dating not to fall in love again right now. You're dating to see that there are other great guys out there, that your ex wasn't that amazing. And even if he was that amazing and the breakup was like a total, totally screwed you up because you truly did think you were going to marry the guy, like he was amazing to you and something happened, you're going to see that there are other amazing guys out there that have other great characteristics and qualities that maybe he didn't have, and maybe you realize that you like, and you know what? You really want those characteristics in a relationship, and maybe that guy that you go on a date with isn't perfect, and he's not someone who you're going to continue going out with or ever again, but what he did was open your eyes, and he allowed you to see that there are other people out there. And he also made it so tonight you're not fixating on your ex. You have something else to do, something else to think about. You have a little bit of excitement as you get ready to go out. You can feel good about yourself. You feel confident because you go and you show up and you have a pretty smile on and you're feeling good, and he compliments you. And he says that you look pretty, and maybe he even brought you some flowers, and you have a nice dinner, and you laugh, and you have conversation that you haven't had in a long time. So even though this might not be a love connection, you felt good about yourself for an evening, instead of sitting in your house, in your chair, fixating over your ex, which is doing nothing but allowing you to saturate even further in your depression. So go out and date. Go do online dating. I think online dating is fantastic after a breakup, because late at night, during those moments when you are the most depressed, instead of being upset about him, go online and look at the other guys and send emails. You don't even have to give them your phone number or your email address or tell them your real name or set any dates. You can just be window shopping. Just check out these guys, and maybe one of them will be fantastic and you'll go out on a date with him. And maybe you weren't so crazy heartbroken after all, or maybe you weren't that in love with your ex, you realize, and you actually are kind of available to start dating someone new. So do it. And maybe you'll become friends with him at first, and you'll go on a couple of dates, and the ice will begin to melt, and then you're going to be ready, and you'll be ready for this new relationship. And guess what? You have this great guy who's already right there for you. Another thing that you need to do when you break up, see, Beignet agrees. Beignet, come here, sweetheart, is block him on Facebook, okay? Block him. Like, don't just defriend him, block him. Why? Not because you're afraid he's going to be looking on your Facebook page, but because then you can't look at his. If you block him, you're actually blocking yourself, so that you can't obsess over him anymore, because you don't want to. It's painful. So now he's blocked on Facebook. Now what? Texting. Every time something happens that you think about him, don't text him. Don't tell him, oh, I just passed your house, or, oh, hey, I was at the restaurant and I saw you with some other chick, or my friend said that she saw you out with a chick, or I saw our favorite TV show today. Don't do it. Don't. Just because you're thinking about him doesn't mean that he needs to know that, because you're torturing yourself. Because if he doesn't respond, then you're pissed. And then you're going to text him, why don't you respond? If he does respond, well, we don't know how the response is. Is it nice? Is it nasty? Do you want either one of those? Don't text him. If you want to text so badly you cannot control yourself, have a friend that you text instead. Like, have an agreement. Okay, when I'm missing whoever, I'm going to text you instead. Or I'm going to call you instead, and you're going to talk me out of it. Have that game plan already. You will need it. So have that person there who's going to sit and listen. Just one person. Not all of your friends, one person. The one person who knows that you're having a hard time and is open to being your go-to and okay about that. Because you don't want to be the chick who calls every single person, all of your friends, to tell them you're obsessing over your ex. It gets to be annoying. It does. I've been the chick. Believe me, I know how annoying I was. Then the other thing you don't want to do is try and make them jealous. If you're trying to make them jealous, you're actually not ready to move on, and you're trying to pull them back in because you want a response from them. That's what jealousy is, right? It's a response. Don't do little things to try and make him jealous. Don't go places with another guy because you think he's going to be there. Don't do it. You're trying to make him jealous. You're trying to get a response from him. Especially if you've now moved on and you're in a new relationship, just do not think about him, call him, text him, do anything to make him jealous. Don't try and show up at places he's going to be. Don't drive by his house to check on him. Cut yourself off. I've done it. I have prolonged relationships, to the nth degree. And you know what it did? All it did was prolong the pain. It took so long to finally stop that bleeding. And it took so long for me to finally say, I'm actually ready to be in a healthy, loving relationship. And it wasn't because of them. It was because of me. And yes, they did contact me, but you know what? I responded. And they texted me, and I responded. And then I was the one reaching out. You just have to stop the bleeding, because you deserve better and more than that. You deserve something amazing, and that person is no longer an option. And maybe if you feel like, but you're meant to be, then maybe in the future you will be meant to be. And maybe in the future you will get back together, but not right now, because you have too much crap around you guys still. And even if you're supposed to get back together in a couple of years and you're supposed to end up being married, fine. But not right now, because you need to heal first. And you need to both learn from the mistakes that both of you made that contributed to your breaking up in the first place. So move on. Get over that guy by acting like a guy.